We're here with Caileigh Davis, Head of Development for Africa Fashion International. She is helping fast track the next generation of designers as well as people behind the scenes. And we're going to talk to her just now about what's really happening with this young up-and-coming generation. Hi Caileigh, welcome to Insider C-Suite.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You know what's really interesting for me is that people don't realize that the entire sort of fashion space is much bigger than a designer. It's bigger than just the runway. It's bigger than, you are helping develop this entire sort of ecosystem.
Yes, so a lot of the times we have students, graduates who have studied design, and then they think that if they don't become the next it designer, that's it. That's what fashion is. But it's not. We have an entire, as you said, ecosystem of people who put together what the audience sees coming down the runway. There's model coordinators, models, hair, makeup, production, lighting, sound, producers who do the entire show. Obviously the designer is a key aspect.
Sure.
There's buyers. If buyers aren't there, the clothes don't get made for consumers. If consumers don't buy it, designers don't get money. So there's a whole underground society that makes the designer who the designer is.
Got it. And you're passionate about this society. Why? Why do you care about this society? At what point did you fall in love with fashion?
I think fashion and I had a little dance when I was younger. I understood that through what I wore, people saw me in a way that I wanted to be seen. And I used that to express who I was. I was quite shy when I was little. I'd like to say I've grown out of that a little bit, but I could use fashion as a sense of, if I felt like a tomboy, I could I could be a princess, I could be a dancer, and I kind of stuck with that. How I feel really influences what I wear, and I love the fact that there were people out there who could think something in their mind, a jacket, a dress, and make that idea into something that people could wear. And for me, that was art to a next level. And then I studied design, and I wanted to be a designer, and then I thought there are so many lessons I hadn't learned to go into an industry and say, oh, look at me, but I didn't really understand the whole industry, so I wanted to learn that, and now I'm trying to teach the younger designers who want to be the next it designer, the industry, the behind the scenes, in the way that I learned it.
Wow. So tell me more about sort of fashion as a voice. Essentially what sounds like what you're saying is that fashion can help you sort of build a voice for yourself and become, definitely. And so tell me one of your favorite voices that you like to project to the world.
I think I like to project a sense of being feminist and feminism and that, but also like a strong character. And through fashion I can do that. I can showcase a little bit of an edginess, like with my hair, and that's still part of fashion, and makeup, but then also have like the soft touches. I like to use color, especially black. I know a lot of people don't think black is a color, but I think that there's a lot of aspects around silhouette, color. If you've looked throughout history, there's been movements in fashion that have defined a generation. So I think that's how fashion really can be used.
When we start talking about, sort of developing sort of the next generation of fashion, what do you see happening on the continent, happening in Africa at the moment?
I think that as a continent and as African designers, we're kind of claiming our voice back, especially with regards to print. People have used print. Yves Saint Laurent used print years back and used Africa as like an inspiration, and now we're actually like, okay, you can be inspired by us, but let us show you what that inspiration should be. Oh, wow. And I think that as much as print has been stereotyped as an African aesthetic, we're claiming that back. We're saying print isn't who we are, we make print Africa. Wow. And I think that's something that we've seen in collections, even if it's subtly put in. It's like we're saying it's ours. Like you can say that it's yours in the collection, but it's ours, and we're going to show you how to use it.
Now, Fashion Week as a product, if Fashion Week is a product, you said there are a number of elements that make up this product.
Yes.
What do you think is one of the most important things, beyond the design? We know the design is important, but what else makes Fashion Week interesting that most people haven't thought about?
I think the production of Fashion Week. I think that the music, the hair, the lighting, what people see on the runway, not just the clothing, kind of makes them associate with the clothing and want to buy the clothing. So if you portray something to somebody that is what they want, if it's like a strong, amazing model walking out there in that garment, they think if I maybe have that, I can have that strength
Same
that
feeling.
yes. So I think that's something that fashion has always kind of had an underlie in. We want to show you who you can be in these clothes. And I think that's an exciting part of the production of Fashion Week. Obviously the audience, the buyers, the people who consume fashion are a huge part of fashion, because without them, there's not really an industry.
What makes Mercedes unique in terms of the relationship with Africa Fashion International? I'm assuming that do they allow you guys just to thrive however you want to? Do they force you into a corner? What is the relationship like?
I think the relationship is a very strong one. I think it's one that we've had over years. We've kind of built a relationship that's mutually beneficial to both parties. I wouldn't say they make us do stuff, and I wouldn't say that we say to them, this is how we're doing it. It's an understanding that their product and what we are producing show-wise align. It's the people that they want in their beautiful, amazing cars we want to bring to see our beautiful, amazing designers. I think it's a level of luxury and elegance and, you know, showing that lifestyle. I think that we pair those really well together, so that if you are, you know, the elite person, yes, this may be home for you. But if you're someone who is aspiring to get ahead in life, this is where you come and you see that. And you can see it in the cars, in the collaborations, in how Fashion Week works. And I think that that's how our relationship.
So by the time people, the fashionistas on the front row, they've got their legs crossed and things are starting to happen, a whole lot has gone on behind the scenes.
Yes.
So can we go and look at some of the behind the scenes action now?
Of course, yes. Let's go see it.
Let's do it. When someone is walking on the runway as a model, from the modeling side, do the models feel like they own the clothing? I mean, how does it?
I think you have to. I think if you're trying to sell to people looking at you that you love this, you have to pretend that this you did yourself. A lot of designers say to the models like, walk with confidence, or walk with a sultry vibe, or be girlish. They give like a story behind the collection so the model feels attached, because she wants to sell this product. At the end of the day, that's her job.
In terms of making money,
Yes.
in this business of like the makeup, the behind the scenes, where do you make the money? How can you make money? What can a person who's interested in fashion expect to make?
So I think that starting out in fashion, a lot of people think that I'm a fashion designer, I'm showcasing at Fashion Week, I've now made it. It's a little bit harder than that. There are the aspects of getting clients, making sure you get the orders. There's also sometimes there's a struggle with fabric and textiles in our industry. There's CMT issues. If you find a CMT that works for you, that's amazing. But there's that cost if you want to do mass market. So a lot of the times, although designers get these amazing opportunities to be in the big name stores, they then have to, you know, have the money to do that. So the best way forward is start small and grow big. It took Coco Chanel how many years to get to where she is? Unfortunately, in this industry, there isn't a quick fix. But there is money to be made. Obviously, models make money from the shows that they do, the photographs they take, makeup artists, hair stylists, that's how they can make their money. Fashion designers heavily rely on clients. And there's a lot of international interest, to be honest, in our South African and African designers. And a lot of designers make money from that. So there is the opportunity, it's just a lot of hard work.
And so you would encourage someone who's dreaming about being in the fashion space to go for it?
I would. I think that if you are going to be a designer, you have to believe in yourself 100%, because people will knock you down. People will try and tell you what's wrong. If you're going to do it, go big.
Thanks, Caileigh.
Only a pleasure.
Thank you so much.